What's up, everybody? Dead Girl here. It's Wednesday. Tonight, I have a very special guest with us. I have Sondra Hughes. She is, I guess, one half of the amazing company, Frightmaze Productions. Sondra, first of all, hello. Thank you for joining us. And for those that are not familiar with you and with Frightmaze, could you just give us a brief description about you guys?
Well, the thing about Frightmaze Productions is we're not just only the haunted house that you see at the Merritt Square Mall. We also have other interests such as the Brevard Renaissance Fair. We have the oddity shows that we do. So our Frightmaze Productions is a kind of a really vast umbrella of some of the interests that we have.
So you guys are kind of like a jack of all trades, because I know, like you said, you have the, you do the medieval torture museum at the Renaissance Festival. You do the haunt, obviously, that's out at Merritt Island, which I personally always have a great time on. You do like a little bit of everything, and I think that's awesome that you guys are spread out, so there's a little bit of something for everybody.
Yep, we sure are. We have a lot of interests, and we kind of take Frightmaze Productions with it.
Yes, that's awesome. And now I've got your husband down in the chat saying hello. So hello, Charles.
Now, my number one fan.
Yes, I mean the husbands tend to be the number one fans, and I think that's the best way to be.
He's always been my biggest cheerleader too. No matter what we're attempting, my husband is definitely my biggest cheerleader.
Good.
I think, and we do it for each other.
Good. I love the teamwork. Oh, and your makeup artist has joined us, Miss Christina Moore.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Oh. So I gotta ask, and I tend to ask this of everybody, and all the stories are always a little bit different, and I love history, and I love learning about, the different haunts that are out there for people to enjoy. So what got you guys started in doing this haunt?
It all started with our kids. We have 4 children, my husband and I, and we all started with a small Halloween party that we started doing with a spooky trail. And one of my daughter's friends came up and said to Charlie, my husband, that it wasn't scary.
Oh.
So as our kids got older, and every year we hosted our Halloween party, Charlie would make the haunt a little scarier and bigger and more intense. Then we started having parents from our guest parents want to be involved. We had actors from our local high school get involved. So it started into being a real community event. And that's when the county said, wait a minute, you guys can't be doing this in your yard. You're blocking traffic.
You're too big for this.
You're too big for this. And we had Dan Bellows from the Channel News out there doing interviews with us. I mean, we were
oh, wow,
making headlines. And they put the brakes on us with the permit process. We looked into it, and there's no way that a home haunt can comply to the regulations of a permit.
Right.
You need bathrooms. You need to have ADA compliance. They would like you to be inspected by the fire marshal.
Yeah, there is that.
So that kind of put a brake on a lot of the home haunting that we were doing and the intensity of the home haunt that we do. Okay. So in 2011, we were approached by the community center to say, hey, why don't you come to our community center and do the haunt indoors?
Oh, nice.
That was very eye-opening and costly, but it did teach us a lot. We then followed that up with doing the Lakeland Zombie Fest in Lakeland. We actually won first prize out of the 4 haunts that were there. And that kind of really spurred, like, wait a minute, the community center may not be the platform we really want to do.
Right.
And the Lakeland Zombie Fest, basically gave us the taste of success. And we had lots of positive feedback from doing the Lakeland Zombie Fest.
Good.
And it just happened to be that I was doing makeup for a local haunt at the Merritt Square Mall, doing their special effects makeup for their haunt, because I have to be doing something. If we're not doing our own haunt, I still like to dabble in doing special effects makeup. So find out that the event that was taking place at the Merritt Square Mall was not going to be doing it the following year, mainly due to safety regulations.
Oh, okay.
my husband, being a safety engineer, was like, I can comply to that. So we moved into this space that we're currently located at the Merritt Square Mall between the movie theaters and Dillard's.
Yes.
And we've been there for 5 years. And so it all started with a spooky trail and a little girl that wasn't scared.
That's all it took, was that one kid to be like...
15 years later, I'm now the proud owner of a 9,000 square foot haunt.
Wow, 15 years. That's awesome.
Yes. Yes.
And you guys are, okay, so you guys are located in the mall, but not really. So you're in the same structure, but you can't get to, like, your haunt. Like, I couldn't walk through Dillard's and come into you guys, right? I'd have to go outside and around.
And also because we're open outside the mall hours, we do not have any access inside the mall. So if you're walking in the concourse, you don't see us. We actually involve the space behind Victoria's Secret. Okay. I used to use a store, I guess, called Steve & Barry's, which is a clothing store. And then when Victoria's Secret moved in, they didn't need the type of space. So it kind of got like landlocked almost. Oh. We have our own entrance, and we have a 26-foot skull inflatable that goes out front when we're open. Kind of a nondescript location until that inflatable goes up.
Yes.
And then people are like, oh, there's something going on over there. Let's go check it out.
Yes. And then, of course, there's plenty of free parking because it's the mall. Mm-hmm. So you don't have to worry about, parking. The inflatable, I think, is great. And I know some people like kind of poo-poo them, but it's a fantastic eye-catching thing so that if you don't really know that it's there and you're driving by, you kind of stop for a minute and go, oh, let's go see what that is. Because I know, like, you guys aren't really allowed to have signage or anything up, right?
Correct. Yeah, the mall can be very restrictive on what we can do with the exterior of the building and signage. They like us being there, but they don't necessarily promote the fact that what we're doing is scary and not exactly family friendly.
Okay, I gotcha. Now, do you guys also have to have like bathrooms and stuff like that set up as well?
Correct. We have porta potties because after the mall closes, they don't let you go into the mall and use the restroom. So we have a porta potty that's out there, usually right out front. So if people like to use that before they get into the building,
yes,
it's accessible.
Which is probably definitely most preferable as opposed to going inside the building. I'm just saying.
Then it's clean up in aisle 9.
Right? Then you got to shut it down. There's a whole thing, and just you use the bathroom beforehand.
There's some bloody rags on it. Nobody ever notices.
Right? It all just blends in. Now, you guys, this is a family affair too, because it's you and the husband, and then your children are also involved. And I've had the pleasure of meeting them when we've been out there visiting you guys throughout the years. And everybody always seems to be in such good spirits, and there's a great energy. Not only of course with the family, but with everybody that becomes family. By working with you guys.
Right. We definitely have a great haunt family, but my immediate family, I have 4 children. 3 of them which are very involved with the haunt. The other one lives in Nebraska, or she'd be involved as well. But we have a lot of interest in our children in a lot of the aspects of the haunt. Not only the acting, because my children have all been scare actors in our haunt over the years. They help with the construction, the design, running the control panels. So they are integrated into the foundations of the haunt as well.
So they get the full working knowledge of it, and not just that little piece of acting. They kind of get to see, front, back, the design aspect of it, like you said, with some of their input. And if you guys have not visited Frightmaze Productions out there in Merritt Island, make sure that you stop and see them. And we're going to get to that too. Now, you guys, sadly, unfortunately, are not opening up this year due to COVID and all the craziness and all the restrictions and everything that's happening in the world right now. And you're honestly the first people that I've spoken with who actually are not opening. So I wanted to kind of, pick your brain a little bit. Like, what played into that decision in staying closed this year?
Well, we were developing a plan based on what the CDC guidelines and some of the haunt industry recommendations that have been floating around. And then in order to guarantee the safety of our actors and our guests, we realized we'd have to alter the way we do our immersive haunt. And we've become so well known for that immersion type haunt, the intimacy of our haunt. And we just feel we just want to give a guest a really good show. So we currently have a new scare opportunity that we'll be talking about later as well.
Oh, okay. I'm excited. Now, I know you guys are, how big is your space out there?
The mall space that we actually lease is 9,000 square feet, which gives us 2 complete haunts that are over 3,000 square feet. The additional space is used for storage for props that we're not using currently. We have a break room for our actors. We have a makeup area. So there are other areas used for miscellaneous that you don't see the haunt, that the haunt must take space of, but you don't necessarily when you walk into the building.
Ah, I gotcha. And now, I know we talked a little bit before. Are you guys planning on reopening? I know you guys not only do your October shows, but you've done like Valentine's Day events and other events like that. Are you guys planning to open next February?
We are. We're really excited to doing a Valentine's Day haunt. This will be our 3rd year of doing a Valentine's Day haunt, which are hugely popular. People are like, why do you want to do a haunt in February? It's like, you would not believe the amount of people that come out and want to be scared on Valentine's.
Yes.
And this year's theme will be Tortured Love. And it'll be open on Friday and Saturday in February. I think it's the 12th and the 13th of February. It's 2021.
Nice.
At the mall location.
That's exciting. That's good to know. I'm glad that you guys, so unfortunately, if you guys want to travel out and visit, you won't be able to do so this October, but come February, you'll be able to experience that awesome, Valentine's Day event. And we did the one last year and we had so much fun. We really did. It was such a fun, unique event. And I love going through your haunts so much. Just everything in it. There's so much to see. Now, I've got some pictures that we can share with everybody. So for those of you that haven't seen, just to give you kind of like a little glimpse, a little behind the scenes, if you will. Of course, we've got some bodies and bags, which, I mean, what haunt doesn't have bodies and bags?
Yes, I actually make all my own, makes a lot of my own props. Those body bags are made from miscellaneous parts and pieces, and then hand painted and put inside my bags that my mother surprisingly actually sews my body bags.
Really?
Yes, she does. Like I said, family event.
Yes.
So my body bags are one of the scarier things in the haunt. People do not like to walk through them.
Yeah, it's okay. So I've gone through there a couple of times, and every time I go through the body bag thing, there's just something that is slightly claustrophobic about it.
Yes.
But it's also, you're going through and you're not sure if there's a real one in there. And I'm not like real, like cadaver, but I'm just talking actor.
Yes. Yes, we throw that in there one year.
Could you imagine? Oh my goodness. People would lose their minds if there was just a random
it's a small,
actor.
Confined space.
It is, but it's such a great creepy feel to go through, bodies. Just like,
I think over the years, I think my original 6 have multiplied to like 12.
Yes.
So I think I've got 12 body bags of cadavers that we use to make that space even smaller.
Oh wow. Yeah, I can see it. I mean, like I said, your space is large anyway, but going through that tunnel with all those little bodies makes it fun. It keeps it fresh, as it were. Now I do have one of the scenes that you were kind enough to send over, which is probably my you have so many rooms. So
well, thank you.
You have so many rooms, and so many of them I personally enjoy. I've always had a good experience there. So this is the bedroom scene.
That was from our Valentine's Day, our first Valentine's Day that we did for the honeymoon suite.
Oh.
And that was Love Gone Wrong. I
mean, clearly there was some wrongness happening here. It looks like his leg's been cut off. He's been cut up a little bit. It's not the ideal date night, as it were. So I mean, that's the entrance and the exit to that particular room are always fun to go through, because your exit of that room, you don't really know it's there.
Right.
It's very well hidden, and you kind of and I'm not going to tell you guys where it
trapped.
is. So, haha, figure it out when you go. But yes, it has that nice feeling of of being trapped, and that quick look around of like, all right, do I go back this way, or is there a door? So it has that fun, surprising element of like, where am I going next? And I always love that in any haunt that we go to. And you guys, I know sometimes you have predominantly the same cast. You forgot the safe word. Charles, that would be your husband. I think
do a lot of adult humor in those Valentine's Day haunts.
Yes.
We have a little bit more of adult humor in those.
Yes, I did notice last year there were some good little puns in there. And then I forgot to even bring this up too.
Erica, I can barely hear you now.
Oh no, what happened? Let's try this.
What happened? Your voice just got really, really low.
Let me turn that. Is that better?
No, I can't hear. Still can't hear you.
That's
I haven't done
strange.
anything on my side.
Hold on.
You were just talking fine. All of a sudden, it was like, oh.
That's strange. Let's see here. Let me turn my mic up a little bit. Maybe it went low. All right, sorry about that, folks. We're having some quick technical difficulties. Give me just a second, and we will be...
Yeah, 'cause I can barely hear you.
All right, how about now?
Nope.
Is your headset, is the plug still fully in?
Is there a sound on mine? I don't think so.
I'm not sure. Okay, so they can hear me in the chat, but you can't hear me, and I know I'm not going to make you read lips, so let's try this here. All right, so JD says that they can still hear you. Is this any better?
I can hear you.
Okay, just not super loud?
Correct.
Okay, as long as you can still hear me.
Okay.
I think
I can still hear you.
Okay, perfect. Sorry about that.
Sorry about that. I was like, starting to read your lips there. I'm really good at reading lips.
Right? That's a whole other show that we're going to do later.
You're talking about safe words.
Yes.
Those are important.
Safe words are, so that was your husband chiming in that in that bedroom scene, the gentleman forgot the safe word. So
yes.
Remember the safe word, kids. It's important. Now, you guys use mostly the same cast that keeps kind of, coming back to visit you guys every year, which is awesome. And I do
have quite a following with our volunteers and our scare actors. And a lot of them not only participate at the event, but they also help me build, paint, and get it ready for the season.
Oh, wow. So they're fully in there too. That's awesome.
Correct.
Let's show some cast love. Now, these are some of the fine folks from Love Bites.
There's a beautiful makeup artist, Christina.
Yes. She's trouble, that one. She's trouble. I don't trust her. No, I'm just kidding. I love her. Christina's amazing.
She does amazing work.
She really does.
She was a great find. We actually found her on Instagram.
Did you really?
Yes. My husband reached out to her through Instagram, and he's like, I do this haunt thing. And now she's family.
Oh, that's awesome. That makes me so happy. See, you can find good makeup artists. You just gotta know where to look. So that's awesome. Now, does she do both your events, both the October show and the February show?
She does our February show because there's no conflict in her schedule, but she is, I believe, currently in North Carolina? I think it's North Carolina, at a haunt in that area.
Oh, okay. So she kind of cheats on you a little bit.
She does, but
Christina,
you got to go where the money is some days.
Oh, nope, I fully agree. Well, I'm glad that you guys have her in February for
yes, we are too.
The makeup's awesome anyway. It's awesome in October. We enjoy seeing it. But it's always a treat to see her because she gets into costume and kind of stalks around too, which is awesome. Yeah,
our theme on Valentine's Day was Love Bites.
Yes.
So she was perfect in character.
Yes, she was full on vampire in that one.
Yes, she is.
And that was awesome. Now, you guys, I've got a couple of other pictures that I also wanted to show off. This is probably okay. So I love Alice in Wonderland. I think it's beautiful, and you guys do have a room that kind of pays tribute to that. And oh my goodness, it's I have to share it because it's one of my favorite things. But you also have this terrifying rabbit. You know, now he's been in other areas. I've seen him in other spots in the haunt. I'm not going to give away where. So just keep that in mind, folks, that he can be anywhere. But this is one of my favorite rooms because it's so bright and colorful, and it's always interesting to find, you know, a bright and colorful room in a haunt that is dark and dingy and scary and bloody and spooky. And then all of a sudden it's like, here's a bunch of color. Look how pretty this is.
Until you start realizing a lot of it's blood splattered.
Yes, which makes it even better. And that's another one of those rooms where you go in and you're not quite sure where that exit is. So it takes you a minute, and you have to pay attention to the actors that are in that room that are, you know, kind of chatting with you and leading you. And that's the other thing too is you guys only do small groups, you know, throughout that haunt. So it creates a very intimate experience.
Yeah, we prefer that than the haunts we've been in previously where you're forced to go through at a much quicker pace than you really want to go through. So we don't like to have groups more than 6 go through at a time, mainly because our rooms are small. Yeah. And we feel that if by the time the 7th or 8th person went to the room, the scare would be over.
Yeah, and
so
then they
we
would
like to keep this small, so everybody's kind of in the scene or being part of the scene and not saying what's going on up there.
Right, and then they miss it, and then they're like, "Well, that was great. I saw nothing." Right. So I like the fact that you guys keep, you know, your group small and that you're cognizant of that. You know, so I appreciate that from a patron standpoint. And then just to give a little more cast love, we've got your October cast.
Oh, yeah.
This was so much fun. So you've got a pretty good cast size, you know, that's in there as well.
Yes, I do. I try to run about 25 scare actors is my goal number. We have done the haunt with less. We've done the haunt with more. But I have a group of about 15 scare actors that have been reoccurring for the last 5 years.
Oh, wow.
And we'll be seeing some more of those as the announcement I'll be making later on in the interview.
Wow, that's awesome. Yeah, you guys, and everybody that like I've ever come, whether it's like character interaction, you know, everybody's like on their game, which is awesome. And I've had the chance to meet some of them out of character too, and they're such lovely people that it makes it even more fun to watch them go into scare mode as opposed to being outside, because everybody has that little like switch that they flip once they get into that environment, and it's always fun to see that interaction with them. Now, with the haunt, as fabulous as it is, unfortunately, it's not like you can do it, you know, year round where you guys are at. So you guys do other things. So you guys also have the medieval torture maze at the Brevard Renaissance Festival.
Correct.
Now, how did that happen? How did you guys get involved in that?
Well, again, it starts with my husband, Charlie. We love to dress up in multiple different ways. So when we go to Renaissance fairs, we like to dress up and participate in what fun revelry is going on there. Well, one of the things we had to do when we went to the Deerfield of the Florida Renaissance Fair was they had a haunted graveyard.
Yes.
And of course, you know, that sounds like fun. Let's walk through there. Right. And it was basically showing medieval torture scenes, some gravestones, some fog machines, and you were out of it. You're like, wow, that was $5 well spent.
Yeah, I've been to that one, so I know what you're talking about.
And we went back next year. We're like, okay, let's give our $5 and walk through again. Yeah. And we did that for several years. And Charlie stood there one day and goes, well, you know what? I can do this. And, looking at my husband, well, of course you can. In our yard.
Right? Let's just set it up on the front porch. It's fine.
Yeah. So he approached the Brevard Renaissance Fair with the intent of basically putting a haunted graveyard. But he wanted to do it a medieval torture maze. Because we're being Frightmaze. We kind of throw mazes at everybody.
Right.
So we actually threw the idea out there. They loved it. And that was in 2018. So with the late 2018, we basically made 9 museum quality torture devices,
Oh, wow.
a 12-foot castle facade with actual, it looks like brick.
Oh, I got that
Yeah,
here to show
it's quite impressive.
This thing is awesome.
Yeah.
You sent me the picture and I was just like, wow, really? Like, I was not expecting this. Now, granted, we haven't been out to the Brevard Renaissance Festival, so we will have to remedy that because I love a Ren Fair personally. It's always such a fun time. But, I mean, this looks great.
It is so much fun to do. We actually have some of our volunteers from our October event come to our Renaissance Fair and volunteer as well. They participate. They want to dress up as executioners,
Nice.
or just random different characters to scare people at the medieval torture maze. Even though it's not a haunted medieval torture maze, the actors would stay out front and interact with people.
So kind of
and
lure
intimidate
them
them that
in and
Yeah.
stuff.
Sure, come over this way.
Let me show you this Iron Maiden I got here.
Yeah.
This would fit you perfectly.
Exactly.
That's really cool. Now, how many scenes did you say you had? I'm so sorry.
I have 4 children.
Oh no, I meant like for the torture museum. How many devices do you guys have?
Oh, I'm
in
sorry.
there? That's okay.
Again, I'm reading lips. We actually have 9 different scenes that we do.
Oh wow.
And we change up 3 of them a year. So if you were there last year, or people have come and seen us and they're like, oh, I saw that last year, we do change it up.
Okay.
And so we'll have 3 new scenes that weren't shown years past.
Oh.
And we'll continue to keep upgrading our scenes with more realistic dummy props.
I like how you threw the word dummy in there. So there's no real bodies, guys.
They're
Calm
not
it
real
down.
bodies, even though they may look like it.
They're not real ones. Now we've got some, we do have a picture of some of the setup there.
Yeah, so they look like they're real bodies, but they are just latex and foam.
And do you make all your bodies?
I do. I do make a lot of our own bodies. I think some of them we actually got from AEO Studios over in Orlando.
Oh.
We actually have had some of them from
Alan and
Alan.
Drew over there.
Yeah.
They do great work. They do awesome stuff. So let's see. I love that everybody within the Orlando-ish area seems to, work together on different things or help each other out in different ways. So I gotta ask, with the guy to the left with the saw between his legs, so there's obviously many different torture methods that they used back then. What made you pick like this particular one?
Charlie and I were at a Renegar's flea market and we came across that saw. We find the most unusual tools and props, and we're like, we could get this saw and we could do this scene and it would be great. And this is like in May, it's not like you're thinking October all the time. This is
Right.
like the middle of the year. We find this device and we're like, okay, we'll make a scene out of it.
Yes. Well, sometimes that happens. Sometimes you're shopping, and Renegers is great for that because they've got all kinds of like old timey stuff. But I mean, it happens where you're walking through the store and you look at something and you go, that would be really good if we put it here. So you're kind of always in that mindset, not intentionally, but it becomes a way of life working in your field, doing what you guys do between the haunts, and of course now you have the Renaissance Festival and the medieval torture museum.
Yeah,
it's really cool. Now, what's your favorite scene that you guys have at the Renaissance Fair? Personally, it doesn't have to be like the popular one, like whatever your favorite.
like the rat torture. I was really pleased on how well that turned out. With the dummy and the rat cage on her abdomen, and then the kind of visceral, using the spray foam to get the look of intestines, and I used a lot of permablood on that one to make it nice and slick. So I'd have to say that the rat torture was probably one of my favorites. It's just very visceral, and that happened. People that really, they really used to torture, mainly women, with this type of torture to get them to confess to whatever ill gains they thought they had done.
Yeah, and it was rough back then. So it's always it's interesting to see it because you look at it and you don't really stop and think like that actually happened.
Right.
That was a thing, and it was a normal thing almost back then.
Right.
You know,
and a public thing.
Yes, that's right.
Very
I forgot
public.
about that. It's not like they did it in the jail back behind a curtain. They were like out front. You could walk down the street and look over and you see this woman just having rats going to town at her abdomen. It's just, yeah.
Again, Erica, I just lost your voice.
Oh no.
I don't know. I don't know what's happening.
I'm not sure.
You were loud and then now you're not.
Is this better?
No, I still can't hear you. I can see that your mouth is moving.
Oh no. I don't know how you keep losing me. Let me try this. Is that any better? All right. How about now?
Nope.
Still nothing?
Nothing.
Let's see. Let me try to turn up my volume a little bit and see if that helps. All right. How about now? Nothing? All right. Can you guys hear me okay in the chat, or are you guys having issues too?
It's going to be so difficult.
No, it's okay.
I will try to read your lips really well.
You did.
Who
You've
knows
been
what we'll come
doing
up with.
good. I'm blaming the internet. Charles, I'm going to agree with you and blame the internet. I don't know what is going on with the sound. I am so sorry, you guys. Trying to fix this here. Let's try this. All right. Any better at all? Okay, so you guys in the chat can hear us. All right, let me try something real quick. Hang on. Any luck? Try unplugging your headset and then plug it back in.
Unplug my set. Baylor.
Sorry about this, you guys. Technical issues. Oh, I think I just lost her completely. Yep, I did. Well, shoot. All right. So, not quite sure. Having some technical difficulties. So I will be right back. And we're back.
All right.
Yay! Great. Sorry about that, you guys. I hope you enjoyed utter silence of our screen. I'll have to put music over that for the future, so I am so sorry, everybody. At least they're all chatting amongst themselves in the chat room, so it's a little...
I can barely hear Erica.
Little get to know you.
Now I can't hear her again.
Oh, no.
No, not necessarily.
Hey, Science Behind the Scares. How are you guys doing?
I was hearing her just fine, and now I can't hear her.
I mean, probably.
We're having some technical issues at the moment, so bear with us.
Okay. What cord is your headphone?
Let me try. She's getting some tech help. So I hope you guys are all having a good Wednesday. Thank you guys for tuning in.
Is that what's giving my...
My apologies for...
Oh, I just heard just fine. Wiggle that cord again, Baylor.
Technical
There you go. Hold
issues.
that cord just there.
Don't move.
Yeah, hold that cord. Multiple uses for having children.
Right? Just hang out and hold the cord, and it'll be good. Oh,
yeah, now I can hear you now you're loud and clear.
Good. Good,
Must
good,
be
good.
a faulty wire on my behalf. I'm sorry.
It's okay. It happens. I mean, what are you going to do? Technology. It's a blessing and a curse.
That it is.
But it's
Oops,
okay.
where does it go? That's not what I wanted to do. Just trying to get over here.
Yes, happy October Eve, everyone. And Christina did say that she's actually in South Carolina, not North Carolina.
Is this
so
South Carolina? Okay.
Yes, it's South Carolina. So now that you can hear me again, yay! Now, you guys have only been doing the Torture Museum for what, like a couple of years then?
This will be our third year. Yes, we're still kind of new at this, but like I said, one of the things that we pride ourselves on is making impact. So when we built a 12-foot castle facade, we're serious.
Yes.
We don't just go up with a little pop-up tent.
No, you guys went big, which is
We did.
phenomenal. Because I've seen the other Ren Fair down in South Florida. I used to live down there, so I went I lived there when it was Ren Fair time. I was there all the time. But it was,
yeah.
You're right, it was just like that pop-up thing, and it was really nothing that drew you into it. Whereas in the facade that you guys have is very welcoming, and it's very like, I need to go in there and see what that is.
Exactly.
So I think that's awesome. So now you have the the medieval torture museum that you guys do, but that's not all. That's not all. You also offer props and special effects services throughout the year, which is phenomenal. So for that now, would they just need to go to the website frightmazeproductions.com to hit you guys up if they're looking for any of those services?
Yes, at the frightmazeproductions.com is where you want to go to find out what our events are, where we'll be at doing our oddity shows. We don't have anything coming up in our calendar yet, but we will be posting things as they come up.
Okay, awesome. So keeping out on the Facebook page as well, and Instagram and Twitter and all the social medias for you guys. But you guys also offer, and I thought that this was interesting because I've not seen anywhere else that does this, especially inside of a haunt, but you guys do a little something. You do some horror boudoir photos.
We sure do. And if you saw my set design for the honeymoon suite, you kind of see the detailing that we have in our haunt. It lends itself to the macabre and a sexy twist.
Yes.
So we actually had some of our volunteer scare actors. We were talking, and she's like, I would love to take some photographs in here. My love of the macabre and things that are sexy, I'm like, let's go for it. So we used my Mad Alice room, which is the bright, colorful things, and we switched it around to making it the Queen of Hearts.
Oh, and I have pictures. Too to show, because it was so pretty. And I mean, first of all, she's lovely.
She is, and she actually is a model of another endeavor of mine. I do necktie creations, and she's actually my model for that as well. So I've worked with Victoria for a number of years, and this was something new we started to try. And I'm like, you're going to be my face of my new boudoir photography, and she's like, I'm game. And I've done several photo shoots since then. She's by far one of my favorites to work with.
Oh, she's absolutely beautiful. And I love the fact that you're like, hey, we have these giant, amazing sets. Let's put that to use. So that's something that I've never seen a haunt do up until, you guys, that incorporates, their haunt into something like, boudoir photography. And then I've got another one too that I think is just beautiful. It's basically like in your Elizabeth Bathory tub.
Yes, that is our Lady Bathory scene. We actually have a huge cast iron tub that I picked up in one of my many shopping ventures. And the idea of this scene was to have her demons come out. Ah. And it worked out. And the young lady that we used along with Victoria had never done this type of photo shoot. And she was just eloquent. I think it turned out really well. And people are like, well, I've never done anything like this. It's like, that's perfect.
Yes.
There's no prerequisite on getting horror boudoir photography done.
No, and it's new and it's different and it's something that not a lot of places, at least that I've seen, offer, let alone have a full set like that.
Right. I also do the hair, the makeup, and the photography myself.
Oh, wow. You literally do it all.
I do. Charlie helps a lot with the lighting and some of the angles that he likes. Some of the putting the actresses in some of the angles to get a better view.
Yeah.
But yeah, we tag team a lot of our efforts.
Oh no, those are great. So now, are you guys offering those services currently, or is that something that you guys are thinking about getting back into?
We have approached the mall with our leasing.
Okay.
With our lease about having us do our horror boudoir photography in there, so they're trying to add that to our lease.
Ah.
So they are very restrictive on what we do in our space.
Yeah.
So we have an interesting product we'd like to put out there, and I think it'd be very successful when people realize that's what I do, because a lot of us, Halloween horror fans don't want the cutesy.
No, we want bloody and gory and
but
gross.
We want to be beautiful.
Yes.
But you want to be beautiful at the same time.
Yes. Well,
Yes.
when you guys are able to do this, publicly, I'm hoping, sooner than later, like I'm calling dibs.
All right.
I need some of that in my life. I think that would be so much fun. And the sets are just amazing, and they're too pretty not to take advantage of.
Yeah, we've got a really neat bedroom scene that we work with. I think because boudoir, they always think of the romantic bedroom scene, but our bedroom scene is really creepy.
Yes.
We do the dead dolls, and we could really
the
work
half
something up with
corpse,
you.
and I mean,
yes,
to some that might be romantic, right? I guess.
Properly photographed, we can make anything work.
Yes, exactly. Now, you guys have some really, really cool pieces in your haunt. You just talked about the bathtub. Where do you find that stuff? Because some of it is just like your dental equipment is...
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I'm jealous. It's
Yes.
so pretty. So, I mean, is that stuff, does somebody call you and they're like, hey, listen, I found this like somewhere, come get it?
I wish. Man, give me some connections. I peruse various eBay, Craigslist. I do the whole state of for Craigslist.
Gotcha.
I do Marketplace. But that dental scene actually came in two different pieces. We got the dental chair in near Daytona.
Okay.
One of the people had vacated their storage unit and left it behind. Guy had no idea what he had. But it's this putrid mint green in great condition.
It's very
went online.
vintage.
It is. It's very 1930s. But I went online to eBay and typed in dental unit, and a guy in Tallahassee had the umbilical arm with the hand drill piece that matched my chair beautifully.
Yes, it does.
And he actually got it from the North Florida Mental Institution.
Really?
That was up there. Yes. They actually had a mental institution up there in north part of Florida. And we actually got quite a few pieces. I've got some really neat aluminum chairs, some medical screens.
Wow.
So that was a very neat, it was very like American Pickers for a horror fan.
Which is, I mean, let's face it, to like you and I, that's just our dream right there, is to find things like that. And that's, wow. You lucked out with finding matching pieces too from totally different places.
It really was meant to be.
So not only do you have the scare factor and like a little bit of sexy factor, but you also have like a historical element almost, to your haunt with some of the pieces that you guys have in there.
Yeah, and some of them are attached to entities. We actually have a few haunted pieces.
Oh, you have extra guests.
We do. We actually have a few pieces that we've picked up and that had that kind of like to play with us at times. So we've had a few unexpected beings come through our haunt. Lights turning off, lights turning on. We had a chandelier fall last year.
Oh wow!
And it was no explanation. So we have some haunted things in our haunted house. Like I said, they are historical. I love old things.
Mm-hmm. So be wary, folks. You
wary.
Normal people out there who aren't into this kind of stuff. If you buy something that is old and vintagey, there may be an extra bonus that comes with it. Mm-hmm. That's how I like to word it. I like to call it a bonus.
We definitely have a few bonuses in our haunt.
It's definitely, you guys were kind enough to have us on that, like, that backstage area, and it has a little bit of a different feel than the other parts of your haunt, if that makes sense.
No, what do you mean?
It's got a different energy. It has a little bit of a different energy. You can kind of feel a little bit of a shift.
I spend several days a week there, and I call it my haunt therapy.
Yes.
I love the way it smells. I love the whole creepiness of it. Mm-hmm. I don't care what it is that I'm doing there, whether it's revamping a room or painting walls or moving walls. I love the environment. I go there and I don't think about anything else except what I'm doing.
It's relaxing, and
it is
helps get your mind off of the craziness of the world, and you get to focus on the things that you love to. And I think that's phenomenal. I'm jealous.
Yeah, and some of our haunt family comes with me. So we have a small crew of us that like to haunt that crave that haunt therapy.
Mm-hmm. Because sometimes you need it in the middle of July or June.
Exactly.
You know,
you go in there and you find the scent box, because we use scents from Froggy's Fog, and we have a scent box. We throw all the scents in at the end of the season.
Okay.
And I have it labeled and everything, but every now and then I'll open that box and go, "What's this?" And you like fall backwards. My husband wants to use it as a cologne. They like the haunted house smell or gothic.
Yeah.
Could be really nice as a cologne.
That could be a thing.
Yeah.
It's like, you want that haunt smell 24/7? Bam, bottled. Here you go.
Yep.
I think you found your next product. Just saying. I think that needs to be a thing. It needs to happen so that you can smell like a haunt 24/7.
Yeah, I think for some of us women, we really like that.
Yes. I'm going to agree with you. I think so too.
Yeah.
But now there are some of those scents that are not so nice.
Correct. We do have the smell of urine and poop. There's some ones that are just Slaughterhouse is a local favorite.
Yes, and that one, that smell, that anywhere.
It sticks in the back of your throat and down your nose, and
you can taste it.
Well, one of our things that we do in the haunt, like those body bags we showed earlier,
yeah,
I actually spray the bags with the Slaughterhouse. So when you're walking through it, you're spreading the love.
You get that stench.
Yeah, it's right there in your nostrils, and as soon as you smell it, you know exactly what it is.
Yep, and you're smelling it for days. I'm just saying. I've left haunts and I'm like, I still smell it's there, but it's not like it's it brings good memories back. So I don't consider that a bad thing.
Well, this past haunt, we actually did cotton candy in our what was my night circus.
Oh, nice.
I had vampire circus performers, and the smell of cotton candy was the scent that I put in that room.
Oh, wow.
So you go and you're walking through and you're thinking, "Oh, I smell cotton candy." You hear the circus music, and bam, you enter this and you got vampires trying to stick you in a box.
See, I like that you guys went vampires with it and didn't go clowns.
Right.
Because everybody immediately is like, that smell, the sounds immediately associates that with clowns. So I'm glad you guys went the other direction with it.
And our vampires were fabulous. We had our troop of vampires. They really went above and beyond their volunteer status to get us this really good scares. I don't think anybody by the name of Bob will ever be okay in their life. Because all the Bobs are put in a box.
Okay. So, yeah. Sorry, Bobs.
Save the food for later.
That's the midnight snack, right?
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, thank you for chatting with us. I know we kind of mentioned that you guys had an announcement that you wanted to make, and I know you've got some new things coming up. So, what's going on?
Well, we have been approached by the Brevard County Sheriff's Office and their haunted jail trail to help them make it spooky.
Yay!
And they are located in North Cocoa off of Camp Road and a road called Grissom. And they will be hosting their haunted jail trail October 16th and 17th and 23rd and 24th. You can find more of that information on our Frightmaze Productions website.
That's exciting. So, see, you guys are still able to have that haunt feel, now it might not be at your building, but you're still able to, to work with them to bring scares to little boys and girls and all those things. That's awesome.
Well, it really is. It's kind of multiple-fold, because not only are we helping our community, it's a community effort. It's a charity going to the Brevard Zoo.
Oh, I love the Brevard Zoo.
Yes, we all do. And it gives us a chance to get our Frightmaze Productions name out there.
Yes.
So people know that what we do is something a little different than the jail trail. We're not we're not necessarily competing with them, because what we do is an indoor event.
Right.
So we'd like to let people know about the Frightmaze Productions and some of the events that we have coming up, such as the Brevard Renaissance Fair in January and February, and then our Valentine's Day haunt in February as well.
Yay.
So we've got a lot of fun things looking forward to in 2021. We're hoping that 2020 will leave us unscathed.
Fingers crossed.
And, fingers crossed, toes crossed, everything up, my eyes crossed.
Right? I'm crossing it all right now.
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome. Well, I'm so happy that you guys are still able to do something spooky, and it sounds like it's going to be, a fun event for the community. And now theirs is outside then, I'm assuming, correct?
It is. It's an outdoor event. They have some 22 scare zones. And
22?
Yes, it's huge.
Wow.
It's over almost a mile walk.
Okay.
That you're walking through walking these woods. But if anybody's been at the Haunted Jail Trail previously, they've actually moved locations.
Okay, so
across
is there a
the
different
street.
Spot?
Yeah, it's across the street from where they've been previously, because they've always had to use buses to bus their guests over to the other side. And with the COVID, they can't use the buses.
Right.
So they actually moved to the side where you would normally park anyway.
Oh, okay. So they switched it up then.
Right, and the spaces that they're using is wide open, and so we're helping them design spooky spaces.
That's a lot. 22. Wow.
It is. It's very ambitious.
Yes, that's awesome. I'm excited. Now, do you know what the first date is? I'm sorry, I know you said it before. Would you mind repeating?
It's October 16th.
Okay,
is the first Friday. They're open the 16th and 17th, and the 23rd and 24th.
I'm making myself
only those 4 days, and they will be limiting how many tickets they do sell, because they are doing small groups of 10.
Okay.
Of like 5 minutes apart.
Okay.
So once they sell, the amount of tickets for the night, they will not continue. Yeah.
Are they doing? I'm assuming they're doing tickets like at the gate, so to speak. Okay.
Correct.
Do you know if they're doing cash only, or are they doing cards?
I don't know that.
Okay.
We'll get more information posted on that. We were actually at the jail trail this afternoon getting some more information, and some people were like, well, it may be this, it may be that. We'll nail it down and we'll post it on our website.
Yes, please share, because I think it sounds like fun. It sounds like something that I think we would like to go to and to check out. I always love to check out new things, and now that friends are involved, it makes it even better, in my opinion.
And the money goes to charity. It's always a good thing to support local charities.
So what charity are the funds going to? Do you know?
Brevard Zoo.
Oh, that's perfect. That's right.
Yes.
Sorry, my brain just went.
Right.
Shh. It's been a long day. No, that's great. I'm glad that everything's going back to the Brevard Zoo. The place is tons of fun. If you guys haven't visited the Brevard Zoo, go. It's a lot bigger than you think, just so you know. Yep. It's very large, and they've got like the zip line course and all kinds of other cool things too. So that's awesome. So make sure that you are following Frightmaze Productions. Make sure that you keep an eye on their Facebook, their Instagram, their Twitter, so that you guys can keep up to date with the the happenings for the jail trail. With the Brevard Renaissance Festival and the Torture Maze, as well as, of course, the return of your haunt in February.
Yes,
I'm so
We're
excited.
Very excited about that.
Have you figured out a theme yet? Can I ask?
It will be Tortured Love.
Okay.
But the name doesn't always say what's in the inside.
Oh, okay.
We like to twist it up a bit.
Which I'm all for. I am definitely all for twisting things up. That's amazing. And then some of your, Charles is in the chat saying, I guess some of your actors are also coming with you guys to the jail trail?
Yes. Once we got the notice that the jail trail wanted to play with us, we're like, well, let's see how many volunteers we can scare up.
Yeah.
And I had 13 of our volunteers blow up my phone saying they were in. They didn't need no particulars. They're just like, I'm in.
We're doing it.
Yeah.
It's happening. I had one of them reached out and he's like, man, I don't know what I'm gonna do this season, and I'm like, it's okay. So I'm sure he's like ecstatic about it. I can only imagine.
Yeah, we have a really beautiful haunt family, and we want to support them as well. So if we can get their scare fix through the haunted jail trail, we want to support. Like I said, it's a good community effort, and we get our name out there, and hopefully the jail trail loves what we do, and we can continue that relationship.
Yes, that would be awesome. I'm looking forward to it. I hope, you folks watching are looking forward to it as well. Now I've got 2 more questions for you, if you don't mind. And I like to ask these of all my guests because it always kind of helps to gauge where they're coming from, as a fan of the spooky things. And I gotta know, what's your favorite horror movie? Do you have one?
I don't. I don't watch mainstream horror movies, especially not the current ones.
Really?
Really. The stuff in my head and Charlie's head is so much more scarier. The dark passageways of the interior of my mind, and Charlie's as well, which makes us a nice pair.
Yes. You guys are definitely a good couple.
Thank you.
You complement each other very well.
Yeah. So the idea of not using what Hollywood thinks should scare you.
Right.
We play on a different level of fear.
Okay.
We want to haunt you in a way that you haven't been haunted before.
I love it. That's fantastic.
We take, like I said, we take scenes that of a normal everyday life, twist it up, throw it back at you, and we basically want to feel your fears.
You take that normality and you twist it so that your skin is going to crawl when you go through, and that you're, the things that you may not think are scary all of a sudden are terrifying.
Exactly. Like the smell of cotton candy may haunt you for the rest of your life, when you realize that every time you smell cotton candy, you think of, vampire circus freaks. Clowns
are no longer a thing. No. Clowns are gone. It is now vampire circus freaks that will haunt your nightmares.
Yes. So no horror movies for us. I said, the scary things that happen in my head.
I love that you guys work solely on your own imagination. You don't let the film industry kind of taint what your haunt should be or what should be scary, or
Correct.
What's scary to that mainstream. So I like that you guys kind of go off the grid with that. I think that's a very interesting and different approach. I think you're the first guest that I have had on that has not had a favorite horror movie.
Well, thank you. I enjoy multiple things, but TV's not one of them. Neither is mainstream movies.
You know what? I don't blame you. Sometimes I'm not a fan of TV either, so I can understand that. Now, have you had a chance to visit any other like Halloween or haunt events or anything like that? I know you guys are usually working through the season, so it's probably kind of tough for you guys to get away and actually have some spooky time, as it were, on your own. Has there been anything that you guys have been able to do or visit that you've really enjoyed?
Well, as I mentioned before, we have 4 children, and as they were growing up, we tried various things. But in the early years, we used to go to the Universal Studios Halloween Horror Nights.
Oh, okay.
We did. I mean, back when it was like Halloween Horror Nights, like 5.
Back when they first started.
It was date night.
Yes.
Yes. And we realized we did not like the type of haunts they provided.
Gotcha.
Where we could see ahead of us, we could see the scares that were coming up, and we just weren't scared. We were more interested in what the set was designed, the lighting, what was that smell, that kind of things.
Yeah.
Than we were about, the startle scares, because we could see what was coming up. We love Mickey's Not So Scary at Disney World.
Yes.
Boo to You Parade has got my heart.
Bad thing. Well, good thing, but bad thing. So we did Mickey's a couple of years ago for the first time, and I absolutely loved it. And Boo to You is such a great parade. And whether you're like an adult or a kid, I highly, highly recommend doing Mickey's at least once in your life, because the parade is just phenomenal.
Yeah, I love the whole dancing characters from the Haunted Mansion.
Yeah, and the grave diggers with the shovels.
Yes.
It's my favorite.
And the fireworks presentation that they do with Oogie Boogie and so, and because we have kids, we can get away with going to Mickey's Not So Scary all dressed up as pirates or princesses, whatever we want to be.
Yes.
We get to dress up and have fun. So, you know, we kind of go the spectrum.
Yeah. And I think that's not a bad thing. I think that's a good thing. Because like I said, I mean, we did Mickey's and I was like, I want to go again.
Yes.
Because
I was so sad when they're not doing it this year. I was like, what?
It broke my heart. I'm not gonna lie. It's nice that they're doing the day stuff. So they're still doing like almost a mini Boo-to-You, where they're still doing a little bit of a parade and they've got the decorations out, but it's just not the same.
No, it's not.
It doesn't have that same feel, you know. But it's still cool and it's still a fun thing. And I mean, a couple nights ago we were flipping through YouTube and we pulled up the Boo-to-You parade just so that we could watch it. And the song like gets stuck in your head, so we're walking around the house, you know, singing it like we're 5-year-olds. But I love it. I love that you guys enjoy it as well.
Even though our haunt doesn't reflect that kind of our childish qualities, we do have some.
I was gonna say not at all.
No, our haunt can be very adult rated, and we can blame our haunt family for some of that.
And that's not a bad thing to blame at all.
When you tell one of your scare actors you're visualizing a BDSM scene in this bedroom, and they're like bring out the tools, you know. They really ramp it up and they will provide that scare for you. And it's like, okay, let's do this.
And they do a great job.
They do.
They do a fantastic job. So I would like to thank you so much for coming on this evening and for chatting. And I apologize to of course you, but to everybody else that's watching for the technical issues. I'm really sorry about that, guys. But thank you so much for coming on
welcome.
And kind of giving us a little bit of an education about Frightmaze Productions and the myriad of things that you guys do over there.
And you'll be hearing from me about the horror boudoir photography too. I can't wait to get you behind my camera.
Yes, keep me posted. I have outfits in the closet. I am ready.
Ooh, bring your own outfits too.
I'm so excited. It's
all right.
I can't. I'm yes. It's kind of like a dream come true. You know what I mean? Because then you can.
It's our own version of the Bippity Boppity Boo.
It is better than that. It's the bloody version.
Yep. Yes.
Yes, I have ideas, so we'll have to chat.
Great.
Yes.
I look forward to it, Erica.
Yes, me too. Well, thank you again. If you guys are not yet doing so, make sure that you are following Frightmaze Productions on Facebook. Make sure you're following them on Instagram and Twitter. Keep an eye out for those updates on the jail trail. And, you know, the way to get your Halloween, get your scares, man. Just go out and do all the things. So don't take off on me just yet. I want to, again, thank you so much. And thank you guys for all hanging out with me this evening. But I did want to talk a little bit real quick about our partnership with Bespook Box. We're still going, man. They're still selling boxes. They're shipping out some of their, I believe their October boxes are still, up for grabs. So make sure that you visit bespookbox.com. Check out their themes. They do show you guys what's in the box each month. So it's not necessarily a mystery box. You know what you're getting, and they are fantastic quality items. We'll be getting one of the most recent boxes to share with you guys here, hopefully within the next weeks or so. Thank you guys so much for watching, and until next time, make sure you keep it spooky.